Hey guys, Lancy here. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for joining me while we're looking to some more MTG market movers for the day. Now, I will give you a heads up. This week has been relatively slow, and today is no different. The cards that have been moving are the ones we've already seen in the past, but we'll go over them and see if there's any outliers, anyways. So, Golgari Signet from Commander Anthology Volume 2. All of the signets have been very volatile. I wonder if it's because most people are noticing the Secret Lair signets. But this one's now sitting at $1 now. $1. The rest of them are all pretty much above $1. You're not going to be able to find this for anything less than that right now. I know TCG Player says 44 cents, and you might be able to get some bad quality, I guess, for 44 cents. But you can see here that none of the others are below $1. And this is a weird one as well because green should really not need to have any signets. Elish Norn, Grand Cenobite from Secret Lair series. Now we talked about this before. I've said it before. I assume it's too late to buy the Secret Lairs. I actually don't know anymore. It's been in a few different sets: a New Phyrexian, Modern Master 2015, and Iconic Masters. There's a Judge promo. I feel bad for the guys that have the Judge promo. Mystery booster cards. This one has obviously got the Phyrexian text. It looks exactly like the Judge promo, which is now sitting at $374. I seriously doubt that this is going to come up to $374. I assume it's too late to buy them, but if it does really well, is there anything that's stopping Wizards of the Coast from reprinting these? I have no idea. Wrath of God from Secret Lair series. Another one of those really cool artworks. Wrath of God itself is around about $6 or $8 on average for most of the other versions of it, which means that, if it's sitting at $16, this is quite a bit higher now than what I would have expected. I was saying anything to double to maybe 3 to 4 times. I guess 4 times is kind of what it's at right now. It's 6 4s, 24, so you can get up to $24, but it's pushing it right now, and it's getting close to the 3 times already. Mishra's Factory from Winter Antiquities. So obviously Antiquities, Winter Edition. Very rare. I've seen a post that came up previously. It also looks like it gets chunked up, which means people buy these in bulk and then try to unload these in bulk. Weird. Certainly, if you want to get into this market, I would have hoped you got in a while back. Right now, sitting at $490. Just a couple of days ago, sitting at $379. A couple of days before that, it's $253. Very volatile. Looks like it gets bought up in bucket loads and then sold, or there just isn't enough of them, so each one can be spiked up quite a bit for price. Godless Shrine from Secret Lairs was on its way down. Now it looks like someone's come in to buy at least the average price. I'll have a look on TCG Player and see if you guys can find anything that's cheaper than what it's saying right now at $18.99. I doubt. Lightly played at $18.99. Okay. So no. So it's actually a full-on jump up of about, what is that, 40-50%? That's crazy. So I feel like this is probably going to happen to all of these Secret Lairs because they are unique art. And those dual lands are always going to be sought after, the Ravnica dual lands. The Blade Reforged. Now, I'm pretty sure we've talked about this previously. This card has been on the list a few times. She's been going up pretty consistently and is actually a really good card. If you want to get her, maybe just get the Commander deck instead. Same thing for the Commander version of it. Polymorph from 9th edition. I think I have this card. I just don't know where. So 98 cents for the longest time. Now it's starting to move up to $2. $1.06 on TCG Player. There is other versions of it. All of them have the same artwork. Depends on which ones you want. I think it's an okay card, but it just depends on what you really want for your Commander deck. Glimmer Void from Modern Masters. Really good in an artifact deck, especially if you have indestructible artifacts. That's a tough one because that price increase is crazy. It went from $2 to $11. That's like 400% increase in price. If you want to get it, I feel kind of weird saying if you wanted to get it, you should have got it before because I don't think it's going to come down, but it might. We'll have to see. Thrashing Gust from Shadowmaw. So once again, this was on the list in last couple of days. and it's a very popular card. It's actually spiking up way beyond its previous level. We'll have to see what the average market price is at the end of this. Sitting at $10.99, so $11. Moved in from $1.94, so that's like 1,000% or something. That's crazy. Rotting Rats from Plane Chase. Once again, this is very spiky, and the market price is flat, but the average price is very spiky. So $2 for this card seems absolutely an overkill. I don't know if you really want to get this card at all for any reason. If you guys can let me know. It could be getting played in Commander decks. There's no other decks that's noticed that it's picking up in. But let me know why you think that card's going up. Dragonstorm from Scourge. So this is moving up as well. I think this is a 20% move again. 12% move. 12% move for the day. It's pretty consistent. We've seen it moving up pretty much every day for the last couple of weeks. Dragon decks are in again, so this is going to pick up. And seeing as what's on the mover list for MTG stocks, so we've got Flutterstorm covered, Sigarda's Aid, I think I covered that yesterday for the weekly. Nature's Will, yeah, that's been moving up. Archon of Cruelty, a 37% move, but that was way more high priced at some point, so it has a long catching up to do. And it is actually a really good card. Aggravated Assault, yes, we've kept an eye on that one as well. So maybe possibly pickups. They're recommending any of the multiplayer lands, which I guess are good for Commander. Phantasmal Image, which is sitting at $6, and Sliver Legion, which looks like it is bottoming out. Next, we got Desert Nomad. Sorry, I didn't pick this one up. Desert Nomad is from Arabian Nights. It is not on the reserve list, never been reprinted. The card itself is not that good, but it's from Arabian Nights. So, you know, the move from $3.78 to $12.28 really did occur at the same time as all the reserve lists started moving up. MTG Goldfish, anything that has moved over 9%, not really. There's a Maddening Cacophony that moved up by 4%. The biggest drop, Stormwing Entity dropped by 7% and now sit at $3.64. Very quiet. We covered the weekly yesterday. For Pioneer, the biggest gain is a 5% gain for Sorin, Imperious Bloodlord, and Altvara Hellkite, which moved up by 5% and now sit at $15.74. The biggest drop is Savage Gorger, now dropping down by 22% to sit at $1.36. That is very up and down. Don't know why people would buy that in bulk unless they're really desperate. Coat of Arms gaining by 9% and now sit at $18.49 for Modern. And Hercules Recall gaining by 16% and now sit at $8.78. The biggest drops is 13% for Brushlands, 10% for Death Cloud, 9% for Glimmervoid, which was also on our positive, and Wheel of Sun and Moon dropped down by 9% and now sit at $31.17. So I guess we can go over the markets quickly as well. I'm kind of mixing it up, but we covered the markets a bit yesterday. The biggest thing I'm going to say is what's going to happen to the dollar. The dollar took a massive dive after the Jackson Hole Symposium, which pretty much Federal Reserve Powell came out and said nothing positive for the dollar. He pretty much said things are looking very risky. Even if we're going to do tapering, we're not going to actually think about it or anything like that. We're just going to say we might think about it. It's all very much hands-off. So a lot of things that are dollar negative, assets that are going to go up because dollar is going to go down will continue doing well. So Bitcoin might stabilize here because it already had a huge run up, maybe in anticipation. Gold is probably going to stabilize here, but it is over its 200. Let's say if it actually stays that way. AUD, Australian dollar is probably going to stabilize, move up probably up to, I doubt it'll move up all the way up to 76, but we'll have to see. Maybe it's a good time to buy in. And US oil, US and UK oil, it's above its 20, it's above its 9, it's below its 50. We're going to see what happens in the next week. If it goes above 50, then it's got a lot of things going for it again. And yeah, it can certainly go all the way up to 100 if that's the case. Anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. Have a good one, and see you later.